to choose a great product to sell on Amazon, specifically if you're selling your own products or doing what is known as private label. Certainly, there's a lot of criteria that make a good product and criteria that make a bad product. So if this is your first time watching a video on this channel, consider subscribing to the channel, leave me a thumbs up on this video, and leave me a comment in the comment section below, and let's get started. And for those of you that are not new to the channel, welcome back. Now, the criteria that I'm going to be talking about is not only related to Amazon, but whatever online business or online platform you decide to sell on, whether that be your own website or maybe even Instagram. But certainly right here, we focus on Amazon and specifically Amazon in the Middle East. So criteria number one to consider is market research. So it's very valuable and important to do market research, whatever you want to do, business-wise or even product-wise. What does market research basically mean? Well, it might mean a lot of things, but if we boil it down into a few details, it just basically means market demand. At the end of the day, Amazon is a platform that has millions of customers on a monthly basis. So you need to ensure, or at least try to understand what these customers really want to buy so that you can sell that exact product. If you have a product in mind and that product doesn't have demand on Amazon, then it'll be a little bit difficult to sell it. Why, you might ask? Well, it's because Amazon operates as a search engine. Essentially, when customers log into Amazon, what they tend to do is they type for what they are looking for. And if you're selling a product that people are not searching for, they're not typing in Amazon, then it'll be very difficult for you to showcase that product in front of customers. Now, how can you evaluate demand? Well, there are a lot of tools, and most of the tools we do talk about on this channel, specifically for Amazon, of course. And one of my favorite tools is Helium 10, and it does operate in the Middle East as well. I'll leave you a discount code linked in the description box of this video. And we do have a lot of tutorials as to how to utilize Helium 10 to understand demand for a product on Amazon. Consider this: the higher the search volume, the higher the demand the product, the more potential you have to sell more units. Number two, competition. So you might have heard that you should find the product on Amazon that has very low competition or no competition whatsoever. Look, let's be honest here, in 2024 and how awesome and active online selling is, it'll be a little bit difficult to find a product that has high demand, remember, on Amazon, but just absolutely has no competition. It's a little bit odd for that matter. And if you think about it, you do want other sellers to be selling a similar product to what you intend to sell, because you can simply learn about what they're doing, you can see their mistakes and avoid doing the same thing. However, you need to understand that competition is something that is essentially available on Amazon. It's something that this is what it means to be an online seller, but you need to assess the competition to understand whether or not, as a new seller, it'll be a fair competition for you to be part of. Now, I talk about this in depth in our free training masterclass, which you will also find linked in the description box of this video, as to what to look for in order to assess whether or not the competition is potentially something that you can enter. One of the criteria that you kind of understand what the level of competition is, well, it's looking at reviews. Now, I'm not worried if a seller has a lot of reviews. It is kind of worrying, but the main thing that you need to look for is how many reviews you need as a seller in order to get to organically be ranked on the top of the main page for your main keyword. So if that number is in the thousands, meaning you need 1,000 reviews to be ranked organically on the main page, then this is going to be very difficult, seeing that reviews are only around 1 to 2% of your sales. So you need about 100 orders to get one organic review, one real review, which means if you need 1,000, it's going to take a very long time. However, if you just simply require about 10, 15, or 20 reviews to be ranked organically on the top of the first page of the main keyword, then that could be potentially something that you can do. It's something that would be a competition that you can be part of. Now, of course, also part of competition is looking at the brand names that are selling the product, but I think that would be a little bit of common sense. You don't want to go up against really recognized and well-known brands, especially if the category that you intend to sell in or the niche that you intend to sell in is completely dominated by these names. It'll be a little bit difficult. It's still possible, but it will be a little bit difficult. So you need to assess whether or not you can compete. Now, a little bit of a side note, because this is not really a criteria, but I really did want to talk about it. It's about selecting trendy and seasonal products. I know a lot of you get excited whenever you find like a TikTok product that's doing very well and you think, great, let me start selling it. Well, you can. However, the concept of doing private label is basically building a long-term business. And these trendy products, think about, I don't know, slime or any of those products that became really trendy. The first product that I think about are the puppets or the fidget spinner. So whenever you're selling trendy products, if you're doing private label, it means you're really investing in creating a really well-rounded product page, launching reviews, doing a lot of work for that product, and you don't really know when the trend is going to go away and people are going to get bored of the product. Hence the reason why most private label sellers tend to be hesitant when selling trendy and seasonal products. And I think if this is going to be your first product that you want to launch on Amazon, you certainly also want to avoid trendy and seasonal products. Now back to our criteria, and criteria number 3, understanding the fees. The beauty about selling on Amazon is that you can get into it quite easily because there are no upfront costs to sell on the actual platform. Of course, there are upfront costs of ordering products which you intend to sell, but it is quite an easy, low bar business to get into. However, you probably have heard about ordering products that are small, lightweight, not big. Yes, of course, that makes sense, but sometimes, to be quite honest, larger products, oversized products can be dramatically and very successful. So you might want to consider this. And that's why I'm saying you should just simply understand your fees. Because even if a product is oversized, if the fees are manageable, then why not launch it? Now, I do know that a lot of sellers focus on revenue, like how much revenue are they generating. But it's very important to not just focus on revenue, it's very important to focus on profitability. What is the difference? So revenue is how much sales you generate. And if you log into your Amazon Seller Central, that's exactly what Amazon is also going to focus on. However, revenue is just the amount of sales, and it doesn't take into consideration all of your costs. That's why you need to look at your profitability, and that's why you need to know your Amazon fees for a particular product prior to launching it so that you can figure out whether or not it can be profitable. So for understanding profitability, first of all, you need to look at your landed cost, which means the cost of the unit shipped directly to the Amazon warehouse with everything added on top of it, whether if you have customized packaging or bundling or whatever, the price of the unit. So you need to subtract that from your selling price or your revenue. And you also need to subtract Amazon's fees. So sometimes it's very essential because you might be selling in a category that has high fees, higher than you actually know of, and you end up selling a product and your revenue is great, but your profitability isn't good. Hence the reason why you need to know your fees before you launch your product. Now, how can you know your fees? There are two easy ways. Number one, you can just calculate them manually. If you log into your Amazon Seller Central, you can look at the search pages, at the help pages rather, and you can see what your potential costs might be. Or you can easily use Amazon's revenue calculator, which is free. It's a tool inside of your Amazon Seller Central. I tend to love this tool because you can easily understand what your fees are. And you can also use Helium 10's profitability calculator, which comes with Helium 10 as part of the package of different features that Helium 10 provides. Now, if you're still considering whether or not you should be selling trendy and seasonal products, then you need to watch this video right here. And thank you very much for watching. Make sure that you comment and you like this video. I'll see you in another video with more information. Bye.